Welcome to Titanic. I'm Board Badger, and I'm guest hosting yet another video for you on Titanic. It's time to shine.
Have you ever dreamed of having your own island to retreat to when the going gets rough? A place where you can just sit back, relax, and not worry about the world for a while? If so, these are not the islands for you, and you should probably get to Googling to find your paradise. I'm here to show you our world's most bizarre islands and walk you through the exciting things found on them, okay? Strap on your boots, hold on to your hat, and let's go exploring, pilgrim. Number 9. Isla de las Muñecas. Yeah, no. Just no. This place is known as Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls. It's located in Xochimilco, which is one of 16 mayoralites, or boroughs in Mexico City. Once upon a time, the island belonged to a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera, who was a known loner and native of the La Asuncion neighborhood. Legend has it that after finding a drowned girl surrounded by mysterious circumstances in a canal in the area, and when he saw a doll floating nearby, he hung the doll from a tree near her body as a sign of respect, as he believed it to be hers. Following the attachment of the plaything, he reportedly began hearing anguished wails, footsteps, and even whispers in the darkness outside of his hut that was hidden deep in the woods of Xochimilco. Scared half to death, he spent the next 50 years hanging dolls, some whole, some in pieces, all around the island to appease the girl's spirit. It was reported in 2001 that Barrera was fully drowned as well, in the same spot he found the girl's body 50 years prior. And ever since, the island has been a popular tourist attraction. It's been featured on Ghost Adventures and Lore by Amazon Prime, and is famous amongst ghost hunters and skeptics alike to this day. Again, no thanks. Dolls hanging from trees in a forest? Not for this guy. Number 8. Isla de Queimada Grande. Anybody here scared of snakes? Well, if you are, this place is not the place for you. This Brazilian island is found in the Atlantic Ocean and is one of many different snake islands around the world. It's temperate, has all sorts of terrain just perfect for its slithering inhabitants, and is the only home of the Bothrops insularis, also known as the golden lancehead pit viper, which is part of the lancehead family. Lanceheads are responsible for more human mortality in North or South America than any other snake group. The snakes have been left to adapt to the environment after rising sea levels cut their escape route to the mainland off years ago. The island is closed to the public to protect the snake population, and who would want to go there anyways? Sounds like one of the islands in the world that I'd most like to avoid. Sheesh! Number 7. Tashirojima Island. Alright, we're gonna wrangle this thing in a bit and give you something supremely cute instead of creepy. Tashirojima Island is located in the Pacific Ocean, to the west of Ajishima, just off the Oshika Peninsula in Ishinomaki, Miyagi Prefecture, Japan. Want to know what's so unique about this little island? Well, it's become known by its nickname, Cat Island, because it's overrun by cats. There are a few residents who stick around and live amongst the friendly felines, and today, the feline versus human population is 6-1, respectively. There are monuments and shrines all over the Miyagi Prefecture, outnumbering other prefectures by quite a bit. It's obvious that these cats are loved, appreciated, and even worshipped here, and the island is basically the cat lover's dream. You'll all be hearing from a new narrator in just a second, as I have to go hop on a boat to Tashirojima. Just kidding, I wish. Number 6. Ramari Island. This island has a crazy history. Back in January and February of 1945, the Battle of Ramari Island took place between the British and the Japanese, and it didn't turn out so well for the Japanese. They were forced into marshes that surround the island at the close of the battle, and legend has it that saltwater crocodiles ate between 400 and 980 Japanese soldiers. Guinness World Records has this incident listed as the greatest disaster suffered by humans from animals. The story is called into question though, and many believe that only a few, 10 to 15 soldiers were actually killed by crocodiles, and that the rest fell due to other factors including dysentery, drowning, dehydration, sharks, and British gunfire. This creepy tale is enough for me to know that I'll be avoiding this island forever. And if you're watching this video, you might too. I ain't got time for no gators. Number 5. Poveglia Island. This super creepy, no doubt ghost-inhabited, demon-containing, evil-possessing island is found in the Venetian Lagoon, northern Italy between Lido and Venice. It was mostly uninhabited until the 18th century, when it came under the jurisdiction of Magistrato Aya Sanita, or the Public Health Office, and was used as a checkpoint for ships from Venice. The land was temporarily made into a confinement station for those sickened by the plague in 1793, and by 1805, the role of the island as a place to hold the plague-ridden became permanent. The quarantine station was finally closed in 1814, but reopened and used for a similar purpose from 1922 to 1968, when it was used as a long-term care facility and an asylum for the mentally ill. It's been featured on Scariest Places on Earth, as well as Ghost Adventures, and has been written into books and graphic novels alike. You can sign me up for a heck nah. Number 4. Alcatraz Island. Okay, well, Alcatraz was home to one of the most feared and innovative prisons for its time back in the day. Although no longer in operation, Alcatraz was once believed to be America's strongest prison and escape-proof. Opened as a military prison and later becoming a prison of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Alcatraz was high-tech in its time, but faced with its poor reputation and the cost of maintenance, the prison was forced to close in March of 1963. When the Federal Bureau of Prisons took over in 1934, they made many improvements in security, including guard towers positioned at strategic locations, steel tool-proof doors on ceilings with locking devices controlled by control boxes, and steel gratings fitted over windows. Remote-controlled tear gas, gun galleries, and armed guards patrolled the long hallways, and old tunnels were cemented shut to avoid anyone trying to use them to escape. Upon arrival, prisoners were thoroughly searched, researched, and assessed, and they were all part of a head count up to 13 times daily. Guards would routinely inspect all aspects of the prison, including bars, electric fixtures, windows, and locks, just to make sure that security hadn't been compromised. The front door was made of solid steel, and the perimeter fence was 25 feet tall, topped with barbed wire. After meals, all silverware had to be laid out on tables and counted by guards to ensure nothing was stowed away for later use as a weapon. A gun gallery was situated on one of the dining hall's exterior walls. Tear gas canisters were attached to the ceiling in case of riots or escape attempts, and there was a metal detector outside the room for safety. The public can now take tours and enjoy the sights, sounds, flies, and ghosts of the island. Yeah, this island, crazy and totally intense. Number 3. North Sentinel Island. This secluded locale is somewhere you probably don't want to attempt to visit unless you want to find yourself confronted by a bunch of people who, for good reasons, don't want you there. North Sentinel Island sits in the Bay of Bengal and is one of the Andaman Islands. The inhabitants of the previously said island are some of the last people to have virtually no contact with modern civilization. They're known as the Sentinelese, and they're very protective of their little world, and understandably so with their past experiences with more modern people. In 1880, an expedition led by a government administrator wishing to study the islanders named Maurice Vidal Portman resulted in the deaths of 2 of them, and in a way most of us wouldn't even at first consider. Infectious disease and other illnesses can rapidly spread and be fatal for the Sentinelese, as they've had no exposure to modern sickness. So when Portman and his crew captured 6 of them, 2 elderly and 4 children, 2 became ill and perished. They returned the other 4 with an abundance of presents and left it at that, for the time being. Portman revisited the island several more times throughout his life, but no advancements towards a relationship between modern people were made, and the island is under Indian protection and is considered its own sovereign entity. Number 2. Hashima Island. This place is downright creepy. Hashima Island is also known as Gunkanjima, which in Japanese means Battleship Island. You can find this creepy place just 9 miles from Nagasaki in the Nagasaki Prefecture, where it is only one of 505 uninhabited islands. It has a dark past as a site where forced labor was known to have taken place during and just before the Second World War. Coal mining is what this island is best known for, and by 1959, there were 5,259 inhabitants on the island. However, in 1974, the coal reserves were all but depleted, and residents fled to find somewhere else to live and work, and Hashima has been abandoned ever since. It is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, being approved in July 2015, and has been a favorite site for tourists since the early 2000s. Yeah, this looks like an excellent place to pick up a paranormal grudge-like stalker. Number 1. Izu Islands. This group of little islands are all a part of Tokyo Prefecture and stretch south and east from the Izu Peninsula of Honshu, Japan. These volcanic islands each have their own identity and serve their own purpose. If you want to watch dolphins, go to Mikurajima. If you would like a beautiful, relaxing beach day, go to Niijima. If you enjoy learning about cultures, hit up Hachijojima. Or if you're particular to plush, sandy shores, try out Kozujima. There are a couple more islands, but we'll spare you the details. Let's get on to why these little floaters are on the bizarre side, shall we? The sulfur in the air here is so dense and levels are so high that for a time, it was recommended to carry gas masks with you. On one island in particular, mmkay, it was a required necessity that residents take them with them at all times due to the volcanic activity being so prevalent. At one point, the island was even entirely evacuated for 5 years because of the eruptions. On July 1st, 2013, the gas mask rule was lifted. But still, who would want to visit? Way too post-apocalyptic looking for me.
What'd you guys think of the video? Let us know down in the comments below, and make sure to stop by Bored Badger on the way out. And I'll see you guys later.